Good evening. This is the Ohm service.
One, two, three. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is a test, just a test show we are trying to do live after the train wreck that was the home service on Thursday. So, Kris, can we hear you?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me today.
Hopefully. Well, obviously, you've got me, SoulOhm Reviews, you've got Kris from Lethal Coils, and in the far corner, working his bum off, as you can see, is Jay. So, hopefully, everybody can hear us. Afternoon.
Can you guys hear me?
Colette, hello. Cybermaster. So, we're going to settle in now, calm down, and just... We can hear you, Kris. Yes! Yes! So
we fixed it.
I think the only thing I can put it down to was that you was on your mobile.
You think so? Like you and I said, we came through just fine. You and I were talking just fine. So, I mean, I still think it was the computer. I think it wasn't because it wasn't your computer and it wasn't set up and have the resources that yours did.
I think it was a cross between the mix of it all, but
both, yeah.
I don't care now. I am happy. I just want to give... I know there's a certain person that is watching this live show. Dave, just want to give you a mega big thank you so much for all your help. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's refixed me, my baby. He's obviously lent me his other one and everything. And yeah, thank you. I just can't thank you enough. You're a lifesaver. So, Dave, thank you very much. Who we got in chat? We've got Cybermaster, Smurf. We've got Lethal Coils. That's always handy. Colette, hello. Bill, good evening. I want to say good evening all the time.
Mark and Silent Kris. Mark and Silent Kris. Jesus Christ.
Steve Fowler, how you doing, kiddo? Steve was another person with the purge.
Oh yes. He's him and I have been talking, and
yes,
he wanted to know how I've made out, but I got to tell you, bro, I haven't heard squat from YouTube.
Hello.
I have heard nothing from YouTube yet.
So for some reason, YouTube never exactly as much as we love YouTube, because we do love YouTube. YouTube's wonderful. Are quick to respond, but not very quick to, if something's happened, to get back to you. Not very quick.
Right. They're quick to drop the hammer, not quick to reply.
Jay, are you in the room, or are you still...
Yeah.
He's here. Hello, kiddo. Are you alright?
I am alright. I'm just going to try and pop out the poppy chatty thing so I can see what's going on. Hang on.
Oh, I am going to mention, though, even though I have that 90-day ban, 3 months, I am going to be transitioning my videos, transferring my videos over to VapeTube as well.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that.
Yeah, get them over there, but you'll have to, if you've got the file, upload the file rather than just use the.
Yeah, don't link it. Right.
Yep. How's it going? You alright? Yeah, he'll be alright for a minute.
And obviously, we've got Jay, who is actually live at work. Just remember this, guys, live at the shop. How's the work? Are you busy?
Busy. It's been steady today.
Nice and steady.
Yeah, nice and steady. I'm going to serve a customer this year.
Okay, I'll leave you 1 second.
You've let him chat amongst yourselves.
So, it is working. Fuck, it's working. Yes, Grumpy, we are back to normal. We are back to normal, which is absolutely brilliant.
It was hilarious. The other night after the UK Vape show, friggin' Aiden was live with TVP, and after they ended that live, he messaged me because guess he'd had a little much to drink. But he messaged me and was like, "Get your fucking audio sorted." Fucking laughing my ass off. Yeah, I'll try.
Poor lad, he's not very well, to be honest with you, our little bro. He's got really bad toothache, and he's also... I'll just mute my little friend here.
Yeah, I've got boxes of them.
Yeah, he was saying that. That's what he was taking some painkillers for, too.
Yeah, he's got full of cold, absolutely full of cold, and he's got real bad toothache as well. Also, he's getting his house decorated as well to add to it. So, yeah, poor lad. Ryan, good afternoon, sir. Hope you are well. So, we may as well do it. We may as well do a proper show. So, Kris, what are you vaping on?
Well, I did a change up today. I've been using the same mods for a little while, so I wanted to change those out and use the same RDAs, but I changed over from the Suicide Queen to the Stainless Dreamer with the Equitas.
How are you getting on with that? Are you
the Dreamer?
Yeah.
I love the Dreamer. It fits great. It performs. From what I've heard, it's the one Dreamer with the most voltage drop. So I would really be interested in finding a brass or a copper one and trying one of those out to see what the difference would be. But I do like it. It's very light. Without the battery in it, it's very light. Fits well. It's got that nice ergonomic curvature to the middle of the tube there. It sits great in the hand. I don't know. I like it. I do.
My brother's turned around and said he can hear
you. Yeah. We sorted that out, Aiden. Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, cod piece. Not today. The next up, I have the brass Speak No Evil with the brass butcher cap for the Dead Rabbit. And the last one I have set up, because I'm still sticking to that 3 mods only, 3 RDAs only kind of rule now. And I'm on with that Pulse BF and the Profile RDA, running that mesh coil. I love mesh. That's my first mesh device, and I can't stop using it. Hello, Sharon. Yeah, so hi, Andy. Hi, Vaping Smurf. I just said Smurf. Hi, Vaping Smurf. Conway, how are you?
Hello. Little bro, we've just been talking about you. I hope the old gobs are feeling... I just noticed...
Yeah.
I've just seen me on... I need to have a trim. Jesus Christ, my beard. Look like a hobo.
Camhorn Mark II, J at the top.
Oh, bless. So that's what you're on. So you know the Dreamer, obviously what we're being the stainless steel version. Have you noticed a voltage drop?
I've noticed that it doesn't hit as hard as some of my other 21700 mods for sure. That I can say. I only have one other. Actually, let me go grab it real quick. I have one other 21700 tube.
Great. And now he leaves me.
Well, at least one that's not the slam piece, and that's the Enforcer.
Oh yeah.
And the Enforcer is a dream. I actually think I'm going to swap over to it.
Yeah, but the Enforcer, the firing pin... Lisa, hello, sweetheart. The firing pin's those brass, though, isn't it? So that shouldn't make much of... It's not. Or is it stainless?
Copper.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. It was copper.
Yep, it's copper. And the difference also with the Enforcer from the Dreamer is that this isn't stainless. This is actually the silver plated. And so the voltage drop on this is little to none. But I also like about the Dreamer, the other thing that I like about it is the ability to, if you want to, me personally, I prefer the name of the mod down the bottom, but you could take the switch and the top cap off, and you could flip it upside down and have the name up the top if you want. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing I like. I like having options.
Oh, it's always good to have
And
options.
this is a perfect industry for options.
Oh God, yeah, blooming out.
You know, but yeah, that's what I'm on today.
Well, I best tell you what I'm on, Anna.
Yeah,
May as well. I'm on the Hog with the Warhead RDA. I just can't stop using this thing.
Yeah, he loves the Hog.
He's just a powerhouse of pure power. Love it to pieces.
Jealous. I've since I started getting into mechs, that was one that I had been looking at, but because I didn't know enough about series or anything, I was like, no, you know, it's not for me.
Well, saying that, I have just been watching on YouTube on the version 3. This is the 3.1, but the version 3 you can change it to make it a parallel.
Right. Yep. And rather than a para series.
Yeah. So you imagine four batteries parallel.
Sorry.
You imagine it's so like battery life for days, wouldn't it? Literally.
Man, I can't even tell you how much I would love to try one of those at some point, but they are also very expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. Yes, this is... I'm not even going to go into it. But yes, thoroughly enjoying that. I've also got the Aquitus on the Sandman. Do love this one. Very, very similar to the Dreamer in the style. Obviously, you've got that curve.
Look at that, huh?
But it's really nice and comfy. Do like this one.
Now, what's that? The Sandman?
Yeah, the Sandman. Yeah, very cheap and all. It only cost 60 quid. So
that'd be about $65 here in the States.
Yeah. So it's similar kind of price to like the Dreamer. Really do like it. Really nice. This is the brass version. And also, what am I on? I've still finishing off. This should be up for review tomorrow. Is the True Tank from Pro and Nature Vape. Now that I'm back up and running, and I've got that on the double barrel. Oh, I love the double barrel.
Barrel.
I'm using some of that in this, and
I think Bill, it has a MOSFET in there, but it's I don't know. Does that Hog have a MOSFET in it, or is that just straight Paraseries mech?
It's a straight Paraseries mech. It's literally a full mechanical mod. This totally mechanical. Literally, it's just a plunger switch at the side here that just connects straight away. So yeah, full mech, no MOSFET, nothing.
Yep, that's definitely not for beginners.
Oh no, definitely not for beginners. Pure raw power straight through the. And also, I'm on a little bit of posh. Look at that!
Look at that SX.
This is the SX Mini SL. It's the first chip I've ever owned. I've never owned a chip before. I'm enjoying it. I've got it in 2700 mode, and yeah, works fine. Obviously, chews through batteries like nobody's business, but I kind of treat it like a mech. So yeah, I've got the Peerless. I thought I'd dig out the old Peerless.
Oh my god, I have one of those, and now you're going to make me dig it out too.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's nice. The only downside I've got with it at the present moment, but I've only had it, about 4 days, if that, is my ohms keep on moving around. I don't know if it's because of the style of the actual chip. And the other thing is the actual battery, where you unscrew it to take the battery out and out, the threading. Oh, it's grindy as hell. So, yeah, for a supposedly expensive mod, I would have thought of really smooth threading, but it's not. It's crunchy as hell. So
you know what? I've used so many purge styled mods, and if you guys know the purge mods, then you know that they have an insanely long switch thread. I'm not used to mods that don't have that, so I constantly just start spinning it, and it just falls apart and the battery falls out. I'm like, damn it, I keep forgetting the threads are not that long.
Andy.
Hey, UK Andy. How are we? Lisa Forber. Hello, how's Mike this morning? That was an awesome show last night.
I missed it. I was watching Queen. Went to see the Bohemian Rhapsody with Jan and my two friends, and Jan's two friends, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely amazing film. It's the first time I've been to proper pictures for absolutely ages. So
speaking of Queens,
Queens,
I actually was Speaking of Queens, I was watching Netflix the other night. Was watching an Eric Idle, what was it? An oral play or something like that, and it had Eddie Izzard in it.
Okay.
I miss listening to Eddie Izzard comedy.
Eddie Izzard. Eddie Izzard.
Yes, Eddie Izzard.
Izzard. He's gone into politics now, hasn't he, in a big way?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone really into politics. Bill, I've just noticed that you like your hee-hee fan. You're a big fan. Does your...
He's okay. He's a little fragile.
He's always fragile. Bless him. On the Yee-Hee chip, obviously, this is the first time I've ever had one. Does the ohms... I put different RDAs on this one, and the ohms seem to jump around a bit. Does it on yours? You'll have to let me know. Yes, Eddie Izzard. I used to like him, but I haven't watched him for absolutely ages.
He hasn't been around for ages. Well, at least not here in the States. We haven't heard much about him lately. For quite some time, actually.
So, juices that I'm on. Apple pie from Mama's. That's near enough done now. I'm on Kinky Vapes. Luscious lemon sherbet. Ooh. That's quite nice, that one. They gave me that at London. And a bit of lemon lush. Can't beat a bit of lemon lush. In your life.
Mark, what coil material are you using?
The coil material I am using is Canthel. There you go. It's very simple. Canthel. I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly what I'm using at the present moment, because I am using wrong box. Get the box out and I'll be all right. I do believe.
Yeah,
I do believe. I do believe.
I agree, Bill. Canthel. I agree. I use Nichrome 80 pretty much exclusively. I do have some Canthol and some Nichrome 90 that I'll throw in.
That's what I'm using at the present moment.
Big boy coils, Shane Wiseman.
Mech Aliens supposed to come out at 0.11 to 0.13. They came in out at a 0.14.
You know, I have to ask, what classifies a pair of Mech Aliens?
I ain't got a clue. I think it's the way...
Because I rip my Mech Aliens. My idea of Mech Aliens are my 26, 36 gauge Nichrome 80s wrapped 3 to 4 times on a 3mm post, which will get me anywhere between a 0.07 to about a 0.1. I use those on mechs all the time.
I think the people that call it... Are you back with us? Hang on, I muted you.
He's back. I muted myself.
Oh, you muted yourself.
But we could hear you. We could hear you. Yeah, dodgy dealings.
Even though I'd muted my microphone.
Yeah, you dodgy dealings, yeah.
Dodgy dealings.
It's Skyrocket. Can I have it cheaper if it's Skyrocket?
Bill Byrne says, "Oh, Shane's Mech Aliens. They're actually Nichrome 80 stainless steel mark, not Canthol."
All right, I thought there was Canthol.
That's good to know.
Thank you, Bill.
I have a massive problem. I can't use NI80 because I'm allergic to it.
Oh, you're allergic to nickel?
Oh yeah.
I get some cheap stainless wire can do the same as well because it's got a high nickel content. But I get like a sore throat, you know, when you get like either cold and it feels like someone's been at your throat with a Stanley knife. Yeah, it goes like that and my face goes red and blotchy.
Oof. It's kind of like a dry hit from hell.
Oh, no good. So, Jay, while we've got you, what are you vaping on?
I am vaping on the little Wismec CD60, which I love it, with a Nautilus Mini on the top with the cock and balls tank. Cock and balls!
It's mouth to lung?
Yeah, mouth to lung. MTL for the win. Can't beat Nautilus for mouth to lung.
I've not done many mouth to lungers.
And then I've got my little birthday present to myself. I got me dirty.
It's gorgeous, that.
It's fucking... Honest to God, it feels like an artillery shell. It feels like you could load it into a tank and fire it at a fucking B-42 or something. But it performs really well. And in that, I've got a good old favourite. I haven't vaped it for years, and I seen it in one of the other shops the other day, and I thought I've got to have some. Suicide Bunny Derailed.
Blooming heck, Suicide Bunny. I ain't had none of that.
What's that flavour profile on that?
Derailed is a banana snickerdoodle cookie. And it's
oh, you bastard.
Oh, it's dirty. A dirty flavour.
Have you tried Rocky from Silverback?
No.
Oh, it's just from the sound of that, it sounds like it would taste very similar. But the Rocky is a banana oatmeal cookie. It is delicious.
That's what this is. It's like a really oaty cookie. Very sweet. Eats your coils, but it's nice. Yeah. I got 2 bottles of it because they were 2 bottles for 20 quid.
Oh, shit.
So I thought I'm having some of that.
What are those, 60 mils or 100 mils?
Yeah, you know the glass bottles with the droppers.
Yeah.
50s or 60s. They are 50s. No, they are 60s because that's a 60 ml chubby. Was the actress said to the bishop.
Yeah, Suicide Bunny is good for that. I took it out the glass
bottle and put it in one of them, peeled the label off and stuck it on that so I knew what it was.
Does Suicide Bunny still do the mother's milk?
Yes.
Is it still the same as it used to be, or is it not the same anymore?
Last time I tried it, it was. Last time I tried it, it was, yeah.
Because I fell in love with that stuff. Absolutely fell in love with it.
Well, or what you could do, yeah, is just like buy a bottle of ours mother milk.
And what's your mother's milk like?
Fucking
Do you like your mother's milk?
I love my mother's milk.
Okay, then.
Little bit of bitty. Bitty.
A little bitter. Oh.
The thing is, I never liked mother's milk. I've tried ours. It's very good. But the thing is, we've got like 3. You've got, what is it? You've got mother's milk, you've got Milkman, and you've got unicorn milk. Well, they're all strawberries and creams, or strawberries and milkshakes, or strawberry milkshake. I think one's strawberry milkshake, one's strawberry milk, one's ice cream strawberry milkshake, like a McDonald's, and the other one's strawberries and cream in it.
Keep on talking, I'm just talking to Bill.
It's one of them. Oh, more customers. Give me a sec.
Yeah. Okay, so then it gets on me to talk.
Well, while he's muting, Bill, while I've got you, I've put different coils in, not just this RDA. I used another RDA, which I use Dead Rabbit on this, and I had normal Canthal round wire 22 gauge, still jumping. So I don't know whether it's the board. Makes you wonder. So I'll keep on playing around with it, but I mean, it's jumping now from 14 to 15 at the moment, so I know that's not much, right? But it's dropped down to 13 now, so Any idea?
All right, thank you. Okay.
Are we having problems there, dude?
Nope.
No. Goody. Right. What we was going to talk about on Thursday, I think we ought to talk about it and get the people in chat involved with it. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Right. Obviously, we're not going to name names or anything like that, but both me and Kris got a strike from YouTube for reviewing a clone product, and we wanted to know what your guys thought was on that procedure. Do you think that we should get the strike for reviewing a clone? So that is our question for today. What do you guys think? Obviously through YouTube, if you look on YouTube, not just in the vaping world but in everything else, there are cloned t-shirts, phones and all that good stuff, and people seem to be quite happily reviewing them away and don't get strikes and things like that. So what do you think? Do you think that as a reviewer we shouldn't be reviewing clones because obviously it is promoting somebody else's work, and obviously it is end of the day, it is a clone. It is a copy of somebody else's hard-earned work. Do you think that we should not be reviewing clones, or do you think we should be reviewing clones? So that is my question to you guys in chat. Was that good enough?
Sounded pretty good to me.
If it's available on the market, you should review it. Good on you, Bill. Yes, that's kind of how I feel. How do you feel, Kris, now that obviously you've had a one?
That people need to know that these products are out there. I've said it a bunch of times over the past week, and it's a simple metal tube that can be made for pennies on the dollar. So the price tag that some of these companies put on their mods, to me, is quite ridiculous. I see it's elitist. It's just I think unfair in a way to the rest of the vape community to require them to pay such a steep price for a decent product that they want to vape on. I think that these products should be made available at a cheaper price, and maybe they would, see a lot more sales rather than, people buying clones. I mean, I'm a fan of authentics. Don't get me wrong. We vape what we can afford, and we shouldn't be put down because we can't afford the price tag of an authentic if the price tag is as high as some companies are.
I was thinking more on the lines of, I understand copyright and I appreciate copyright, and it is a big thing. I mean, we've got our friend Coily Tools, and he's Coily. We're a big fan of his. We know how hard he's worked. He's a very small company and everything, but you've still got China cloning it. Where the blur comes for me is that fair enough, it is on the market, but as a reviewer, now you and me bought these said devices. Now, because we bought it, we reviewed it and showed it off. Do you think that it is fair that the actual original company should go after us instead of going after the actual company that cloned it?
They should be going after the industry makers, the manufacturers, and the vendors. We don't make a penny off of doing these clone reviews.
No.
We don't. It's cut and dry, that simple. We don't make a penny off of these things. And so we're not making money off of their name.
No, not at all.
And I don't feel like it's right for them to target us when, we're not the offender here. Basically that's how I feel. We're not the offenders. We're simply people showing off products that we feel are decent quality and well performing. Whether that's a clone or authentic, by stopping certain reviews of vapor products, you're limiting and I get it from their business point of view. They're limiting the amount of exposure that these clones get and potentially reducing, the clone sales and maybe boost their own. But people can't always afford, the $400+ price tag of a mod. And I get it from a business point of view, but I think that they're going about it the wrong way. I think that this is going to, by them doing this and attacking reviewers, it's going to put a bad name, a smudge on their name. And I don't think it makes them look very good as a company at all. It seems vindictive and desperate.
For me personally, I'll just answer that one. Here you go. Me personally, I look at it this way. It would have been nice if the company would have actually approached you instead of the way that they've gone about it. I think, okay, fair enough. You've reviewed this product. Now, there shouldn't be anything wrong with you reviewing a product. You've got a product in your hand. You should be allowed to review it. You've bought it. You've paid your hard cash for it. you should be allowed to review it.
Absolutely.
I think where it comes to the YouTube side of things, which really annoys me, it would have been nicer, and I would have had a lot more respect for the company if they'd have got in touch with me and said, look, we know it's a clone, could you please not take it down? That would be nicer than just to go out and strike you. Because let's face it, you've reviewed this, you've took your time, your money and effort to make this video. You've created this video. And what happens is, because they're not happy about it, not only do you get a strike, you actually get a 3-month ban for live streaming. So you're actually getting punished for doing it, which I think is not right. Now, if the company, like I said, if the company had come to you and said, look, we're not happy about the video because it's a copy of our original product, could you please take it down? I think we'd have more respect for the original company. But because they're sort of like, no, strike him, that's it, done, I don't think it's fair on the actual individual reviewer, especially when you're talking about reviewers that are at our level. I mean, let's face it, we are sort of like, you know, little duck holes in the pond of actual reviewers. I mean, we're not 10k plus reviewers or anything like that. So we're sort of like, we're tiny. So they're not going to get that much exposure from one of our videos, let's be right.
I'm not even a 200, reviewer. I'm really, really small. And so I don't know why they would have. Well, I do know why, because it did have it in the title, but I don't understand why they would target us. But give me 1 second. I don't mean to run, but I do got to take off for 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie, that's all right. So obviously, me personally, I got a strike about a month ago. About 2 months ago with mine, and it was so like I generally can appreciate why the company did it, and I understand. Yeah, you're showing off a copy of their device, but I just think it's the wrong way about it. I think with us getting punished like we do. Yes, I understand clones versus originals. Yeah, I look at it, I've always said it like this. We have baked beans. Now, you can go out and buy Heinz baked beans, or you can go out and buy Best Buy baked beans. They're all baked beans at the end of the day, and you buy for your budget. So that's how I look at clones. But it really did, especially there was quite a few people that a certain company went after this last week, and most of them were small reviewers. I say small reviews, below 10k reviewers, and I thought it was a little bit harsh what they was doing, to be honest with you. So I just wanted to know what you guys thought. I love the odd high-end review, but clone reviews are more realistic and helpful for me. Yeah, very true. I mean, let's face it, we've all got a budget to go to, and I like my mechs. As you all know, I'm a really big mech fan. So obviously, your wallet is available to only so much, and I think sometimes, especially with sort of like Purge, for argument's sake, I don't think you're going to get a Purge mod now for any less than £200, which really, at the end of the day, is out of most of people's price bracket. So obviously they are going to go and start looking for a clone version because they like the look, they like the style, and a lot of these clones are actually just as good as the original. I think that's the other side of it as well. So do you think that Ratatouille,
he's not that, he's Siberian hamster.
So do you think that these high-end companies that sort of like Purge and all the other ones, we're not just Purge in there, but do you think that it would be good for them as a company to make what I would class as a under £100 mech?
Yes.
Instead of just going for the high-end people?
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's only a metal tube, isn't it? With it's all done by a CNC. Yes. But then again, some high-end stuff I've had has been junk. It's been really badly made. And let's face it, if China can do it, I'm sure they can.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's so like, it's great that you've got a high-end market. I mean, they're wonderful. But it's so like, I'm not quite sure who sets the price at Purge, because they are getting. They started off reasonably expensive. Now they've gone really expensive.
Yeah, because they've jumped on the hype train. Limited edition, short runs, blah 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 blah, pushes the price up. Let's talk in the realms of like the world's biggest funny thing. Someone was doing a stream the other day from the American Expo, and they were looking in the camera in the cabinet, and there was a company there selling a certain mod, right? And I think it was $4,000. $4,000 was on it.
Jeeps.
For a plastic 3D printed box.
Blimey, eh?
All right, B2B is the entry level Purge, $160.
It was a Frankie.
Yeah, Bill Byrne, you're right. High end does not mean high quality.
No, why is a Frankie that price? It's a plastic 3D box.
Oh, them Franken skulls.
Yeah,
Jeeps.
any bloke, any kid in his room could bang one of them off quite easily with a 3D printer.
When we was at when we were at Vape Jam earlier on in the year, Aidan will tell you, there was queuing for about 2 hours to buy one. Yeah, the queue was absolutely hell long. And
I'm gonna bring out a plastic mod soon. I'm gonna call it the Wanky, and I'm gonna sell them for 50 quid each. It's gonna be exactly the same box without that stupid Franken skull on it. It'll have something else on it. Probably a picture of a hanky, but the Wanky. But it's just got a fucking hand like that. Call it the Wanky.
You'll have to have the Wanko RDA on it, won't you?
Do you know something? That was a really good idea, but it didn't take off, did it?
No.
Although some people have started doing it again now, haven't they? I seen an RDA the other day that had clipping coils in it.
It was a good idea.
Bill already does that, so you know.
So it was sort of like, obviously, we was talking about obviously people getting strikes because they're reviewing clones. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think you should get a strike. The product's out there. You're just reviewing a product you can afford. People might be interested in. I'm sorry. As much as I love Purge, I'm not going to drop the money on it.
No.
I'd love one. I really would. But even they don't get it right. I mean, the slam piece is a lovely looking piece of kit, but the switch is too hard to push, and there's not enough surface area for that switch. It's going to burn out too quick. Because it's just a little leg like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tiny surface area, which means that's going to get hot quite quickly and metal fatigue and die. And it's an expensive piece of kit. That's my thoughts on it.
At 300
don't get me wrong, there's some expensive stuff that's extremely well made. There's a lot of it that's extremely well made. There's also a lot of stuff that's just hype train, baby. You know, it's one of them. Like, I'm not picking on Purge at all. I think their mods are lush, but I'm not spending that. My mate came in to one of the other shops, and they sell Purge gear, and he walked in and he had a Purge clone, and we sat there and we put the Purge clone next to the genuine, and the only thing we could tell the difference on was where the Purge was engraved.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
But if you ran over it with a bit of emery cloth, very fine emery cloth, you wouldn't even fucking know. In fact, in my opinion, I actually think the clone was actually nicer than the real one. Just slightly, just like the I found on the real one, the knurling. I found it a little sharp on the real one, whereas the clone, it was a lot more.
You see, I would be mega, and I've said this many a times, especially with clones. I'm quite happy for him to make a clone, but just don't have the writing on it. Don't have Purge.
I don't agree.
Don't have Purge on it. Don't have the actual name of the mod. Just have the device.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have to say it's a clone. You could just say this is a night bridge or it's a
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them do one-on-one clones. I mean, I had a K-Film 4 clone, and if you took the box, it even had the little foil sticker to say it was real on it. that I don't agree with.
No.
But then again, there's people like Copper Vape that are doing clones now, and their clones are very. I mean, I've got a clone of a Skyline, but they haven't copied the box. You just get a plain box with Skyline written on it, with a sticker on it. And it was like the different. For instance, if you bought the Skyline RTA, if you could get your hands on one, and the shorty kit for it, which is basically just a short piece of glass, right? Comes with a PMA glass tank, PMA tank, plastic tank in the full size, but in the shorty, it's usually something like the same glass as a Vape Pen 22 by Smok. But if you were buying that genuine, that tank and the shorty kit would set you back about 230 quid posted. The clone was £12 and the fucking shorty kit was $4. And the machining on it's spot on. I could, it's the threads are buttery smooth, everything. It's nuts.
I mean, so like I've noticed Bill was saying there, the Goon 1.5 was a better design on the clone than it was on the original, because on the original, when you wanted it in single airflow, you couldn't quite get it because the way that you turned it, it started peering at the far side.
Yeah.
Whereas on the clone, you could actually shut one side off completely.
See, I've always said that when people do RDAs, I mean, case in point, this Endless, I love this Endless to bits, right? This one I've just got, right? But look at the size of that. They could have quite easily have put a single airflow option in that twisty cap. Do you know what I mean? In the AFC, but they haven't. There's enough room there. They could have done it.
I mean, maybe little brother's come up with one. What's that? It has a moral side to it as well. If you work your tits off to make brand up, then somebody rips it off for a piece you can see where they're cheesed off. Yeah, I mean, totally. Totally. I totally agree. Right, this is where we was trying to get the point across. It's so like, okay, yeah, they are clones. It doesn't matter where you look. It doesn't matter what industry you look at. You can get a clone BMW if you go and have a look at China. Seriously. I think Top Gear did a full series on it, showing you all clone blooming cars that they can get, Rolls Royce and all.
BMW Mini and that.
So, yes, it's all... we understand that part, but should they really be actually going after somebody that's actually reviewing it, or should they be actually going after the company that's actually cloned it? And that's my thing.
Andy Summerfield. Instead of the word clone, does using the word styled get around the problem? No, it does not. I do not put the word clone in my review titles. I did put styled, and I did put the company name in there as well. Yeah. So that was the biggest mistake I could have made, because that really tagged me and made it, all too easy for them to find my video and complain about that. So that was my bad. But I absolutely agree that Aiden, I'd be proper pissed off as well if, I made a device that someone cloned. On the other hand, I would also be a little flattered that someone liked my product enough that they felt that it needed to be cloned.
Yeah. But a lot of it is jumping on the bandwagon of hype, isn't it?
It is.
Like with the Frankies and stuff. There was a Frankie clone, you could buy it from China for 20 bucks.
Oh, yeah. The build up, the hype of a given product in the community and in the industry is really what's going to sell these products.
Don't get me wrong, I love a quality product. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes they just price them stupidly. I mean, look at, for instance, Vulcan for one. Stu, right? They priced that. Now I think 150 quid for that setup was reasonable. Yeah, it's a bit dearer than most, but they went for mid-market, didn't they? They didn't go high-end, they didn't go low-end. Because let's face it, a lot of it, no matter what they say, made in the USA, America, fucking is it bollocks? It's fucking made in China and they ship it over. Do you know what I mean? Because let's face it, let's pretty much face it, China is basically the new Birmingham. Because Birmingham used to be the workshop of the world, now it's China. Because they can just bash shit out in thousands and do really, I mean, they can do shit quality, but they can do fantastic quality. For instance, a mate of mine, he went to, he was one of these sort of like hippie types, wears those dodgy trousers, and all that, and he used to go travelling. He went to China, and he looked at all the posh bits and the touristy bits, and then he went out with a guide into the slums, and he went into the slums. He says, so what's here then? He says, this is a factory. And it was just tin shacks, made out of like corrugated steel, iron, whatever you want to call it. And he says, a factory? He says, yeah, we make mini motos here. So what? He says, what? He says, So this is all factory. Yeah, but it's their houses as well. Right? So they're living in shanty shacks, yeah, with like a Coke bottle shoved through the ceiling as a light bulb, yeah, you know, one of them like bleach lanterns, yeah. And he went in there, and there was kids as young as 5 years old putting mini moto engines together. In their next to their bed on the floor, just there, was little tubs of parts sat on a rug, bashing stuff together. And there was 3 houses where the old blokes were out the front with sand casting the blocks through and stuff, you know. So it's one of them, like.
Another thing that really, how can you put it? I'm gonna have to be careful how I word this one. Morality of it really, especially when people start coming up with morality on clones, it really does bug me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it bugs me more than anything else, because you will get people that say, no, only buy a genuine, don't buy clones, you're supporting and no, only buy the clone. And this is probably the same person that copied a CD the other day, probably bought a bootleg T-shirt of his favourite band, and bought dodgy cigarettes from the pub round corner. And this is where it sort of like really bugs me a bit, where you do get what I class as the elitist people that go after, especially people like myself, that go after you and trying to give you this moral high ground about reviewing clones and how we are promoting copiers instead of looking after the genuine people. And it's sort of like, yeah, I appreciate where you're coming from. A clone's a clone. We understand the logic, the moral of it and everything. But again, it's sort of like a lot of these clones are not exactly clones as you think. And then when you get these people that are sort of like stepping up to the higher ground, I would never touch a clone because of this, that and the other. I only support the original makers and all this lot. And he's probably the same person that's downloaded God knows what off the internet and quite happily sleeps at night. And that's where it kind of bugbears me.
I mean, I don't agree with it. I mean, yeah, limited runs, fair enough. If you're a small company and you can't make things in bulk, that's fair enough. Why not spend a few months just making a fuck ton of them together instead of lists? Do my head in.
Oh god, yeah.
Look, you got to get in a group, then you got to be accepted to said group, then you've got to get on the list for something. To be fair, yeah, I can understand why they do a list. It's so everyone can get them when they've got them available. But why not just knock them out in batches of 20 and just put them on a website so people can fucking buy them? Do you know what I mean?
Like if it was a one-off, like if it was a specific, only one made, one of one, I can understand a high price tag for that. I can understand that. As a collector, I could understand that.
It's different from a point of view of having something made out of stabilised wood. I've got a stab wood mod. I've had one. Yeah? I've got one. I had it made. It took me a while to get it, but I got it. It took me a while to wait for it, but I got it. But you know, when you're making something like that's different. You're ordering it, and then it's one of them, isn't it? So.
Well, there's also the other side of it. There used to be the penny mod from America.
Yeah, that's right, Bill.
You can't buy them anymore. So the only thing that you can buy is a clone version.
Yeah.
And there's a hell of a lot of mech mods that are like that. Was limited runs, and you can't get them anymore. Well,
shit, he's gone.
He's just gone completely.
Holy cow.
Oh, man. I'm sure Jay will be back with us shortly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm torn. I see it from both sides. I see it from the business perspective, but I also, because I live in a very low income, community, well, not community. This is a high priced community, but I'm lucky to be where I am. But I am lower class, like super, super lower class. We live on very low income, and we can't afford that stuff. But I love my vapes, and I kind of consider myself a collector at this point. But I can't afford that. But you know what? I don't think that those products should be exclusive to upper class society. it's a metal tube at the end of the day. Like he said, you know, it can be made for pennies on the dollar. It's not something that costs you, you know, $150 to buy just the metal, and then it's, you know, it is what it is. It sucks, but
I mean, we all vape with a budget in mind. We've just literally got a budget. It's as simple as that. So it's sort of like, I just wish that, like I said before, I wish the clones didn't have the name and branding all over it. If they didn't have the name and branding all over it, I wouldn't have exactly so much of a problem. Yes, I would love to be able to support manufacturers that make genuine products. It would be lovely, but my wallet will not allow me to do that. Simple as. So it's sort of like, you buy what you can afford.
Exactly, you do. We vape what we can afford. It's
But this is besides obviously the argument between clones and genuine. The point that we was trying to make is that really, should we as reviewers be attacked and punished for just reviewing a product?
Right. It's not so much about people buying clones, whether you agree with it or not. It's, do you think that, you know, we should be taking a hit on this for something we don't make any money on?
I mean, let's face it, we don't make the original, we don't make the clone, we just got it. We have got it, irrespective of how we got it, if we bought it or we haven't bought it or whatever. You've just got a product and you're going to review this product. It's sort of like, why should we as reviewers be penalised for that?
No. Again, it comes down to product exposure. People that are on low income that would be vaping on these products that can't afford them would never even know they existed if it weren't for us. And that goes for Authentics too. You know, and I've said it since day one, reviewers and content creators that show off these products are a necessity in this industry and in this community, because these products that we show off would otherwise not be shown to these people that, you know, could potentially get off of cigarettes using one of these products. Obviously, tube mechs are different. Those are for experienced vapors only. But, you know, even with, you know, the regulated mods, if we don't show these products off, people are never going to know that they're even out there. And, you know, they may not do their own, you know, research and investigation into what products are available to them. So, I mean, it's much easier to turn on YouTube and search for a video rather than go into have to drive to a shop and look at something that you're not even sure you're going to pick up. You know, we need to show the products available to help other people potentially get off cigarettes.
But also I look at it this way, right? There are clones available. We know that the clones available. There's clones available on every product that you can think of in the whole wide world, from handbags to t-shirts to baseball caps to headphones to glasses. There are clones. We already know that them clones, if it can be cloned, it will be cloned, irrespective. So would you say that as a reviewer, irrespective of what we're actually reviewing as vaping products, as a reviewer, as a YouTube reviewer, surely that we are giving a service to the viewer that is tempted in buying this one? Because let's face it, we could buy a clone mech mod and find all the things that could be wrong with it completely. It might have a dodgy switch, it might be bad threading, and obviously as a reviewer we would put that out, so we could actually say, no, this is really bad, don't buy it, really bad. So as a reviewer, that is part of our job, to actually evaluate a product. So surely that by doing this we are actually giving a service to the community, but the company, because they don't like it, have given us a strike for it.
Jay Jerry, I got to tell you, man, I love the fact of you playing devil's advocate right now. This is a good conversation to have. I'm not quite understanding your last message, though. Maybe you can expand on that. But you know, it does. It feels like to me, and I'm not going to say this is how it is, but this is how it feels to me, is that the companies, you know, they do go after the manufacturers and the vendors. However, they can't stop clones from being produced. They'll never stop clones from being produced. It's just a fact of life. It's going to happen. You can shut down a company, but I guarantee you they're going to come back with a different name, and they're going to continue producing these products. It's not going to end. And I think that because of that, they're enraged, which I understand, but now they're taking it to a level to try and hurt people that have no part to play in this other than showing them off. You know, like I said, we don't make any money. So to come after us for counterfeiting claims is what the complaint was on mine. Counterfeiting claim. I didn't make this mod. I don't sell this mod. Why am I getting a counterfeit claim?
Wow, you heard that one from Gary. He won an RDA on a scratch card, and they sent him a clone.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's so like I appreciate the clone versus genuine war. I totally get it. I mean, at the end of the day, I make music. It's so like, and if someone nicked my song, I would be really peeved off. Yes, definitely, totally. I totally understand. It's not. I'm not arguing the case for genuine or clone products. What I am actually arguing is the point that us as reviewers are reviewing a product, but we get the
shit for it.
Just bear with me. I just introduce. 1 second, get out.
No problems.
Bloody thing.
Yeah, it's oh yeah, there are companies that will, if they have product come off the line that aren't there, that don't meet their standards, they will quite often sell them off as clones. They're quite often, and those are one-to-ones, but they have like some sort of a blemish on them that you know goes against what their standards are, because they have such high standards. So yeah, that's absolutely a thing. You know, they definitely do that. I can't see them taking, you know, a line of their mods that came off the line that have blemishes and just throwing them in the trash. I can't see them doing that. They spent money making those mods. They're going to try and make money off of them regardless. So
right, Aiden. No, yes and no, Aiden. I've got to admit. Right, it wasn't the actual company that gave us the strike. That's true. It was YouTube that gave us the strike because the company turned around and said that it was due to copyright. Now, this is where the point in part...
Oh, yours said copyright?
Yeah. No, they're saying that, like you, it was counterfeit infringement.
Yep.
Yeah, copyright. That's why we got the strike. Right. This is what we're trying to get the point across, is that obviously, yes, it is a clone. We are only, as a YouTube reviewer, we are only reviewing it. We did not make it. We did not produce it or anything like that. All we are doing is actually saying to you, this is a clone and this is what it looks like. That's all we're doing. And we've lost Jay again.
Oh, man. You're right, Bill. They shouldn't call them clones. They should absolutely just, I don't know, put them on a discount and put a disclaimer like these, you know, have, you know, this sort of a blemish or whatever it might be. They definitely, I don't think that they, you know, should have to drop themselves to calling them clones. I absolutely agree with that. But I would definitely say, you know, if something came off of their line, mark it down by half. You know, there's no reason you should pay full price for a mod like that that has lower standards than what theirs are.
We've got a question in chat from Kris. SoulOhm and Kris, how are you both? How are you, Kris?
Me, I am. Ooh, I'm stressed. Oh, my head's a mess. Yeah, things have been very stressful here. I'm not going to get into too many details, but things have been getting very, very stressful around here, and
that's why you're here, aren't you? To lighten the mood, to be happy.
That's right.
I'm all right. I'm not definitely not stressed now, even though Jay keeps on popping in and out. But that's his internet, and I'm just so chuffed that everything seems to be working.
Right, Bill. I agree. By hitting us with counterfeiting claims, it implies that we either make money off the project or we are a manufacturer or vendor. And as reviewers, as I stated earlier, we don't make money, and we're not a manufacturer or a vendor. So, I
mean, let's face it, we're not exactly 10k subscribers over here. I mean, we're sort of like a bunch of lads that take the time out of their own time, their own money, their own everything to do this, because we want to do a little bit of this escapism from the real world. This is our little... And I learnt about this vaping product 7.5 years ago, and it was so like, this is an amazing thing, and I want to show everybody else about it, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to cause any trouble. I don't want to upset anybody or anything like that. And it's sort of like, sometimes I do feel that we're getting hit from every end. It's sort of like
every angle.
On the vaping side, with here in the UK and the TPD, we've got to be careful, especially with doing videos, that it doesn't come across like it's an advert. We've only allowed so many seconds of having the company that sent us the mod or the company that we're reviewing, their email address on site, and there's lots of hoops that we have to get through. Now it's sort of like you're getting attacked by the actual companies as well. It just seems to be a lot of... at us, and all we're trying to do is we don't make no money or anything like that. This is not a business or anything like that. We do it for pure pleasure.
Right. And the other thing that I wanted to mention earlier before I had to take off for a second there, is that one of the companies, the company that had hit me with the strike, and most of you guys know the company, but I'm not going to drop the name right now, but the company that hit me, they went after the industry and the vendors and the manufacturers in a totally different way. They did exactly what you said they should have done, and they contacted the manufacturers and the vendors selling these products and gave them the heads up. Either stop or we're going to proceed with legal action. Why didn't they do that with us? Why are we the ones that first strike, you're done?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. If you guys are going to do that for the people making money off of that product, you should not be doing that, that whole right to the guns for us.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I have bought original ones and I have bought clone ones. I've got both sets, and it's like, as a company, the actual products I think are absolutely brilliant. But it would have been nice. I mean, I know, yes, there's probably loads and loads and loads of videos out there of cloned whatevers, and it would take a lifetime to email everybody. But it's so like, if you're going to hit that complaint button, surely it'd take 2 seconds just to message and say, could you take it down, please? It would have been such a lot easier. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't say we're innocent by any means of the imagination, but we're sort of like, we're not the enemy. We are definitely not the enemy.
All right. Instead of typing this out, Jerry, I do believe that, yes, you can report people if they steal your videos and post them in their channels.
Yes.
I do believe that is a violation of the community guidelines. Speaking of community guidelines, with the strike that I got, like I said, they had posted it as counterfeit claim. From there, I went to the community guidelines and basically the restrictions on what you can post, and there was not one mention of counterfeiting claims. Plenty on copyright infringement, stuff like that, but when
I got my strike, I got a copyright infringement. And when I actually got my strike, I was lucky. I didn't get the 3-month ban, but I had to go on a YouTube course to learn all about copyright, and everything that was on the actual course was actually me sort of like either stealing music, stealing images, stealing, you know, other people's things. Nothing, absolutely nothing was on the actual video and the obviously literature as well about me actually reviewing a product. So it's like, afternoon, MF. Good evening. I got it. Good evening in my head. Afternoon, kiddo. I did say afternoon, everyone.
Aiden, you're absolutely right. 100%. It's not just me. It's not just Mark. The other day, last week, it totally hit way more people than just myself. As we stated earlier, Steam Father Vapes, he got hit too.
Well, I know of about 5 people that got hit that day, and they all got hit all at the same time. So yeah, we already know it's not a personal thing.
Right? Yeah. No. It wasn't strictly against myself. It was, and that's been my standpoint. I'm not taking it as a personal strike towards myself, but I'm taking it as a coverall to all vapors, or all vapor viewers rather. I feel like coming after us is a bad. It's not bad, but it's wrong, in my mind. Other people are going to hold a different opinion, and that's perfectly fine.
Can I just say something before we go any further? Nature Vape, it will be up tomorrow. I'm all back up and running. I've got my computer back. She will be up tomorrow. Sorry for the delay. I can't help it. Just thought I'd get that one. So yeah, so moving forward, me personally, that's it. I've done with clones. I will not review another clone. If clones appear, it will only be on the live show and me vaping on them. That's it. I will never review another clone from now on. Which, to be honest with you, is sort of like a bit of a downer because, one, I think the viewing public need to know what's out there and the pros and cons of buying one. I think it is a downer. But it's just one of those things. And yeah, so for me personally on the SoulOhm channel, there will be no more clones, which is guttering. I deleted all my clone purge videos before obviously I got a strike, because obviously I didn't want to lose the ability to do what I'm doing now. So I had to get rid of, I think it was it 2? Yeah, 2 videos I had to get rid of. And in them videos I've lost roughly about 2,500 3,000 views off them. So yeah, that was a bit of a gutter, but
big hit.
But I've done it, and moving forward, there will be no more clone reviews. It's as simple as that. So
agreed. My take is the same exact way. On the Lethal Coils YouTube page, you won't see them. There's only one situation in which I'm going to continue to review clones, but they're not going up on my page. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, come out and say where that's gonna be right now, because who knows who's watching. But
yeah. I mean, VH there has just turned around and said, I wouldn't stop, just don't review Purge. Well, I didn't get strike from Purge. I got striked from me El Thunder mech mod. That did. So that's from a Russian company. So it's like, it doesn't really matter which company it is. Eventually someone's going to say, no, I don't want that video up on there, so bye-bye. So And
Bill Richards makes a very good point.
People need to know.
So, go ahead, read it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Bill. People need to know about clones, especially if they're safety issues. This is the argument. This is where it all comes down to, and this is basically what I'm trying to say, is that because we as reviewers, and like I said, we are small-time reviewers, we are not big or anything like that, we review clones, and it's normally you'll find that it's the lower end people that will review clones. Once you hit your 10k people, they haven't got time to review clones because most of the stuff that they are getting sent. So we are reviewing clones, and the reason why I review clones is so that you know what they're like before you think, right, I'm going to part with me 30 quid. But
if there's a safety issue, they need to know.
Yeah, we need to know. And it's sort of like, well, if you're getting attacked by the original companies, it's sort of like, well, there's just no point in us doing it because of, I don't want to get a strike. I mean, let's face it, you only need 3 strikes and your channel's gone. Now, I've got 3 years worth, well, 3 and a bit years worth of videos that I would lose, and to lose my channel is sort of like, no, this is my baby. It really is. This is my... I absolutely love this, what I do, and I've got a very big passion about it. And to the thought of losing this just because of a clone, no. Simple answer to that is no, I won't do it. So, Gaily Bops, Huggles, hello, sweetheart. So,
Jay Jerry, that's a very good point. But it does come down to
what was that?
The reviewer. MF Vape, Clones Rock, Jay Jerry. Yep, but not when your YouTube strikes you, Mike. You're absolutely correct. But it does come down to, in large part, to the way we title our videos. You know, it does come down in large part to that. With certain phrases and words, it is a big tag for attention. You know, it won't be hard for people to find your clone video and be like, whoa. And so it does come down a lot to how we title our videos as to whether or not we get that strike.
See, the thing is, though, you're being honest. I mean, let's face it, you're not trying to hide the fact that it's a clone. I mean, I have never hid the fact that it is a clone. I've always stated that it's a styled. I think styled always sounds better than clone. I think it's sort of like never does sound good, that. But it's the style of, which I think is fine. I mean, there's nothing. But it's sort of like on my Enforcer review, I didn't call it a Purge Enforcer style mech. I just called it an Enforcer style mechanical mod on my video, and that's it. And that's the only reason I think that I didn't get a strike, to be honest with you.
Right. But,
Lynn, hello! So it's sort of like, for me personally, that's it. I can't afford to lose my channel because I've put way too much effort into this and way too much time. Way too much money, the money that I've spent. So, like, I mean, it's just cost me God knows how much on my computer just now. So it's sort of like, no. So, as from me, as much as I would like to carry on supporting like people like Knucklehead Vapes, supporting 3F Vapes that I use regularly. They are 2 companies that I use all the time. 3F Vapes, absolutely amazing. Knucklehead Vapes, another amazing company that I really do like. But unfortunately, I can't show my love for it because
you get punished for it.
You get punished for it, yeah. And it's as simple as that. I mean, just having the one strike. I mean, that strike lasts for how long? Is it 3 months?
90 days.
Yeah, but it's 3 months, the strike, and you lose the right to stream for 3 months. Now, 3 months is a long time.
Yeah, once the strike goes away, that's when you're able to go live again.
So for arguing's sake, you get your strike now, and somebody else spots another clone that you've done, and strike you for that. That's 2 strikes. You only need one more.
In the same time. In the same time frame.
And it can happen. It has happened. I mean, earlier on this year, we was getting YouTube accounts just being deleted overnight. when the was going off. It was just wiping channels out. It was yeah, it doesn't take much.
Browsing through to see what I have for videos, because I can't even remember anymore. So I'm looking to see if I have any other styled reviews, and it doesn't look like I do. No, that was the only one. So I kind of got a lucky on that one, because if I had more than one, I would have gotten more than one strike. So I mean, I kind of got lucky on that one. And some people were also lucky to get the notice before they got that strike and were able to pull videos down. So,
I mean, obviously, yeah, I got email from yourself and a couple of other people literally first thing in the morning, and it was so like, jeeps. So literally, I took mine down. But it's so like all that time and effort that it takes you to do an actual review. I mean, it doesn't take 5 minutes to make a review up.
No, it's wasted time at that point. Actually, now, not so much, because as I stated earlier in the test live here, you know, I'm going to be moving a lot of stuff over to VapeTube. So we do have that course now, but we didn't, you know, a little while ago, a couple of years ago. But, yeah, so I feel the same. On my YouTube channel, you won't be seeing any cloned or styled or like mods reviews. It's going to be Authentics from here on my channel. Yeah,
definitely on mine. That's it. So it's sort of like, what can I say? I mean, half the products that I review I buy myself anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna have to back off with the reviewing side of things, and probably start doing more juice reviews again. That's how it's going to have to be. It's just a case of sort of like, you can only review what's in your hand and what you can afford. So yeah, right. It's a bit of a it's really annoyed me. It really has. I've got to admit that. Okay, yeah, fair enough. You can argue till you're blue in the face the rights and wrongs and the morals of clones versus genuine tubes. Let's face it, a bitter copper tube. And it's sort of like, yeah, I understand. I totally get that. So like, they put their time and effort into it, and why should somebody else be doing this and that, the other? I totally understand the moral side of it. But when little Joe blogs here, that I can go out now and go and buy it now, quite happily. There's no one going to stop me buying it. And all I'm doing is showing it on camera, that I should get penalised for it. So, and it does bother me.
Yep, totally. And like I said, I'm not arguing the fact that a company shouldn't be upset. As I said, if I made, you know, a mod or an RDA and somebody cloned it, that's taking money out of my pocket. Yeah, of course I'm going to be upset about it. But I'm not going to be stupid enough to put a $300 to $400 price tag on whatever device it is that I produce, you know. That's just bad for business. It's going to turn off a lot of customers. You're not going to get the exact turnout that you're expecting to on that product. Purge specifically has a phenomenal following. The people that do follow and support Purge and buy Authentics all the time are generally pretty well off, but they're very loyal to the company. And so, you know, I've gotten some flack from some of them, and a lot of them are members of, I don't know if you've heard the term, HEMO groups.
Yes. Yeah,
high-end mods only. If you possess a clone of any sort, they're going to give you shit. And so, you know, I find that that's also a big pressure on us.
This is where I mean, I'm probably talking out of turn. I don't know, but people like that really wind me up. Like I said before, these are probably the same people that was buying skank backy when at the pub when they were smoking. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
They're the same people that was downloading videos off of a torrent They was probably doing, and these are the same people, and it's sort of like, well, hang on a minute. For someone to say that, oh no, you shouldn't have clones and all this lot, and then next breath they've got them in a copy of something else in the video collection. It's sort of like, hang on a minute, where's the reality of it all? I mean, it's sort of like you can't argue that with them, because it's sort of like, especially when you get in them type of groups, you've just got no hope of arguing it. But generally, I mean, let's face it, we all want a bargain. We all have got a limit to how much we can spend. Let's be right. You go from, when you go to your daily shop, and you'll go to your supermarket, and you will pick either that one or that one, and it's sort of like, yeah, okay, you go to the budget that you've got. And I think that's the reality of it all. It just really winds me up when they get on their high horse about people that have clones. It's sort of like, yeah, you can have them. There's no way that you're going to get rid of clones. And it's not just on our vaping, it's everything.
Everywhere.
From handbags to cars to everything that you can think of that has been cloned, will be cloned, from iPhones to all sorts. And it's so like, it is part and parcel of the world. You can't get away from it. But I mean, let's face it, we don't make any money from it. We're not benefiting. The only thing that we benefit from doing what we do is knowing that we're giving the knowledge out to somebody else about that said product. Mm-hmm. And it's so like, we get penalized for it. And it's so like, well...
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Now,
100%.
Now, the beauty about this one as well, Purge doesn't realise it, or other companies saying that. For arguing's sake, that this mod that we're reviewing that is a clone is really good and is better than the original. It's sort of like, well, shouldn't we be going back to our drawing boards and making sure that we're better than this clone? Right. And it's saying vice versa. It's sort of like, we get this clone, it is really dodgy, bad threading, it doesn't fire right, keeps on misfiring. Surely the public needs to know this information so they don't go out and buy that and buy an original.
Right.
It's sort of like, there's loads you can argue about it, but...
Yeah, MF Vape says it pretty good right there. Some people try clones then buy the original. I know a few who watch my reviews that do so. So the authentic company isn't losing out. The ones that just buy the clone couldn't afford the original anyway. You're absolutely right. But and to expand on that, if they like the clone, if they see one of our reviews and it's a decent product that we think is, safe and performs well, and it interests somebody else, and they go out and they buy one, it very well could lead to them purchasing an authentic. Me, for example, I have 2 clone Equitas RDAs. I got those before I ever got this one, but that one is authentic. I'm a big fan of the try before you buy mentality. You know what I mean? And by...
And let's face it, when you think about it, the companies haven't lost any money.
Not on us.
They haven't lost any money, not 1 penny, because the people that's actually bought the clone wouldn't have bought the original anyway because they couldn't afford it. So they wouldn't have got that sale anyway.
No, and their sales come from repeat customers. Customers that have already bought an authentic that absolutely loved it and stand by that company. And there's nothing wrong by standing by a company that you believe in and that you believe produces quality product. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I would absolutely do the same.
Native Vaping there, a clone be done like Aldi's Racer Bar, which is, we all know, is a copy of the Mars. Companies shouldn't write the original name on the product. That is where I get it totally. I wish that clone companies would not put Purge or whoever it is, AV or whoever the cloning. If they didn't put their name on it at all, I would be so happy. That would make me really happy.
But I've gotten quite a few clones now that when I get them, they come in a box that is clearly labeled in a non-clone fashion. You know, the packaging may not be exactly the same as Purge, but I've gotten clones where the box has had, you know, the Purge authenticity sticker on the top, and I gotta say I don't really agree with that. I don't also agree with having the name written or engraved onto the product itself, the company name. I believe you're absolutely right that they should leave that off of all cloned products. You're using their name at that point to sell your product. And that I can get behind 100%.
Grumpy Old Vapors turned around and said, do you think people would buy them without the name?
Not without reviewers.
Not without reviewers, yeah, totally.
Not without people showing you guys the product and letting you guys know how safe or the quality and production of the device. I don't think they would. But I also don't think that they'd buy Authentics either. Not if it's one of those high-end, high-priced mods.
Me personally, I would be happy for them if they didn't have the name on it. That would make life a lot easier. Hell of a lot easier. But, yeah.
But that's that. That's that. You know, point... At the end of the day, at the end of the conversation, the simple point is that I do not feel like us being targeted is a good thing. I don't think that that's right. And so that's my standpoint on this topic is that, you know, bottom line, we shouldn't be targeted because we're not profiting off of, you know, their name at all.
I mean, let's face it. At the end of the day, we're not profiting from anyone.
No, not as independent reviewers. We don't. We lose money because we're spending out of our own pockets.
Yeah,
you know,
we do. I mean, blooming heck, it's people think it's cheap doing a YouTube channel. It is not cheap doing a YouTube channel, as I have learned myself over the last few years. It's like, it is not cheap, but it's a hobby I absolutely love. I love doing what we're doing now, and because of what I'm doing now, I have met some absolutely amazing people in this community, and as a community, we are awesome, absolutely awesome. I absolutely love you guys. Somewhat rotten. The amount of help, love, attention, people wanting to help you, get you to doing this stuff, learning how to do this, I think is absolutely brilliant. And really, everyone, I mean, especially you guys in chat, you really want to put a hand behind your back and pat it, because honestly, you guys are brilliant. You really are.
Well, Grumpy Old Vapor, you're absolutely right. But as we stated before, people are going to buy the counterfeits, whether we do reviews or not. You know, and so if there's unsafe cloned products out there, they get hurt. You know, not the injury part, but as a looking at the industry, if they get hurt off a clone of a certain you know, make, I don't believe that they're ever going to go out and buy an authentic. You know what I mean? If they buy an unsafe clone and something happens, that's going to, you know, well, what if the authentic is just like this? You know, it's going to be a huge turnoff from buying an authentic mod.
Good evening. Sorry, good afternoon, Vic.
Hey, Vic, how are you?
I'll assume he's just finished his What's Up video.
Oh, yeah, that's right, too. I got to watch that. When's it going up? When's it going up, Vic?
So I think this test has worked quite well. It's nice
too.
that everyone can hear you. Shame about J-Light, but internet and internet.
Hello, hello.
BFG cake.
Cake. Oh, man.
Hey, Vic, I've got my first yee. Look at this. I got a yee. I've got one. First ever one. I know it's not the full-blown one, but it's the first. I've got one. The test went well. Yeah, I'm really pleased. Did mean to ask you guys, and you can answer me now in chat. Obviously, we was playing around with the outside. There you go. This here. This is the chat. Quite a few people have been asking about they watch it on the big telly, and obviously they have to have the chat on the mobile while they're watching telly, and it's a bit awkward. So we've decided to put I'll get it right. Yeah, I'm doing it right this time. Put the chat there. So what do you think to it, guys? Is it all right? Can you read it? I mean, obviously, if you're only on a mobile phone, it might be a bit tight, but is it all right? Let me know. No one's actually complained.
No, not yet. They haven't. That's a good thing. So yeah, it's that's that.
Yeah.
And is there anything coming out soon that you are looking forward to?
Yeah, me reviewing.
Fair play, sir.
I have had last week was absolutely crazy. It really was crazy. You hate the second chat. Oh dear, what's that? What, you hate my chat? Ooh.
It's the second chat.
Which is the second chat?
I have no idea. The second chat.
It clutters the screen and makes your image small. Yeah, we are small.
Yeah.
We normally are bigger because there was another person in.
Hey, you know, Jay's not here. You could enlarge us a little bit.
I could.
That might work a little bit.
I'll do Kris. Well, this is how.
No, you're not going to do me.
Oh, I'm going to do you, boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Let's just not play Soggy Biscuit, please.
No, I don't want to do that. Is that a bit?
I'd probably win. I'm a 1 minute man, so.
So there you go. That's how we normally would be, something on them lines anyway. So I'm not going to alter it too much. But yeah, it was quite a few people were saying that they were having problems with the original YouTube chat. So is this a good thing, or do you want me to take it off? It's entirely up to you guys. You are the viewers.
It worked really well on TV, says Hudson. Yeah. Wrong, just wrong.
See, I don't want to make
small anyway.
Well, I didn't want to make it's this combination of I am small. Yes, I am small. It's this hybrid of right. It depends on what people's devices they're watching it on. If you're watching it on a computer screen, then obviously you can have chat like normal. But if you're watching it on a television, you haven't got chat. Yep. Works fine. You're using it on a tablet, it works fine on there. It's just I'm just getting a rough idea. If you want me to have it on, I'll have it on. If you don't, we'll take it off quite easily.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Oh, wait.
Could I scroll it across the bottom? No, I can't scroll it across the bottom. Because if you scrolled it across the bottom, bro, it would take forever for you to read anything on that chat. Absolutely.
That's a very good point. Hey, Bronco, how are you, buddy?
And also, we've got the problem of is if we have the chat too small, you won't be able to read it, so there'll be no point in having it.
Truth.
So
yeah, I'm really liking this test. Everything is working well. You guys can hear me again. Awesome. Fortunately.
Well, next week on the SoulOhm channel, we will be having the true mouth-to-lung tank up for review. We've also got the wee Vim coming up for review as well. I've also got some other bits and pieces. I might throw in a juice review as well. I did promise someone a juice review. I know I don't normally do juice reviews, but I did promise someone that I would do one, so that might be coming up this week as well.
Do you find it hard to review juice?
No.
No?
No. To be honest with you, I really do enjoy reviewing juice. For the simple reason, I like trying to find all the different flavours in it and things like that. I do find that. Where it lacks slightly is, how can you put it? It's time more than anything else, because when a company asks you to review a juice, they send the full range and want you to review the whole range in one go, and it's
Grumpy, we have no earthly idea. We don't know what the problem was. I know Mark didn't have his PC. He just had a loaner. So it wasn't up to the same specs as his normal PC. plus I was on my mobile phone, so it could have been a combination or a variety of different things. But whatever it was, it's gone now. He's got his actual computer back, so you know what? We're just going to leave it the way it is, and we're good.
So I've just been told by JJ to just scroll to make it so it just shows the first 3. I suppose. We're here. We are doing a test, so let's. Okay, we'll have a play. I'm willing to have a play.
Let me pull up the video I'm watching right now.
This I can only reduce down to that kind of. Are you understanding? So I can only do that to it. So if I start doing it to that, you would never be able to see it. So that
Kris has just sent a picture into the group, our group chat, and he's watching it on a big TV, and it's big. It's big. It's plenty legible.
So there we go. We can knock it down a little, maybe to something like that. Would that be okay? Would that be acceptable? It's very difficult because obviously I'm looking at it on a screen and you looking at it full back.
Yeah, I'm watching to see when you resize it, but maybe did you just thin it a little bit?
Yeah,
squish it to the side.
So obviously, it's good. This is why we're doing this live. I mean, obviously, I'm going to leave that as it is. I suppose I could. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Jay. Right, hang on a second. Move me. Undo that. Undo that. Move me. You're on about do something on these lines, so I can make me bigger.
What time is it now? It's 11:38.
Something like that. Have Kris bigger like that. Is that what kind of what we? I know it's not exactly, but something like that. Is that what you're trying to say, Jay?
I would move it up so. Well, we're not going to be able to see the ones that come up right away.
No, I know it's.
Catch-22.
I think we should leave it as it is. It looks good, big.
Absolutely. Actually, you know what? They're not going to be able to read it as they come up, but we can because we've got that pop-out chart.
Yep.
Or the pop-out chat, rather.
I'm going to put it back to how it was.
Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah. All right.
There you go. Well, I mean, if... That should surely be big enough for everyone in everywhere. It's the only problem you can only please so many people at so many times.
Hudson says that doesn't work on TV.
Yep. How does that work? Hey, give a thumbs up.
Gailey says that's better.
Yeah.
Oh, did you put it at the top?
I've put us. We're basically back to how we were before.
Oh, okay.
So it is not easy to. There you go. Put that neat there, and like that.
We're oh Jesus Christ! We're almost at 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. Blimey, we are going it. Well, this is literally a test. We was only testing how to do this, so I think I'm going to leave it like that because obviously people want to see us as well. So we should be big enough.
I hope so. I haven't actually. You know what? Let me full screen the video here. Yeah, it looks all right to me. I mean, it seems like they can see us pretty well. I mean, that's what it looks like to me, though. So, let me, yeah, once I set it to 720p, everything's coming in nice and clear for me. Exit full screen. But sadly, I'm going to have to take off soon.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a day because I just want to say thank you. This literally was only a test video, of course, obviously the dramatic train wreck that was Thursday. So obviously we will be back on Thursday, this Thursday coming with me and Kris. We're going to get to know us. If you've got any questions or anything like that, if you want to what was that? I missed that.
Hodson, this resizing thing, can you do it with anything else? Thanks, Mike. We appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, I don't make anything smaller.
Can you get any smaller? Can you make small what's already there? Oh, Mark,
it's amazing nanotechnology, isn't it?
Nano girdles. Oh, Jesus Christ.
As long as you are happy, then leave it.
Thank you, Bill.
Bless you, Gail. It is a tough one. You've only got a limited amount of space and everything. It's sort of like there's no point putting a chat on that you can't read at all, and also you can't see us. But
right.
But I was requested to have it back up on the actual main screen. So, who is the silent guest on Thursday?
Oh man! Oh man!
Well, Kris, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I have thoroughly enjoyed this afternoon.
As always, it has been a blast.
For some reason, I've got a feeling that we might do another one next Sunday.
It seems to be working.
It seems.
You know what? I might, if that's the case, I might scrap the plan for doing my Sunday live and just jump in here. Yeah. You know, do this one as a Sunday thing.
The 3 o'clock afternoon seems to be a good time, and I don't think I'm bothering anybody as such. Right, it's working. Everything's working. Right, guys, we will see you on Thursday. I'm going to let our Kris sign us out since I signed us in.
Alrighty, buddy. Guys, you will also see me on Wednesday, just before Thursday, obviously. But big love to you guys. Thank you all for joining us for this test. It's been great to see all the chat and see all you guys jumping in to support us and help us get everything working proper. It's been a real treat. So thank you guys just for coming in and supporting us. Big love to you all. So yeah, I'm going to do my normal out thing here. And guys, we're the masters of our own destinies. So please remember that we're the only ones that can choose how positive or negative our days are. Keep the positivity high. Keep the smiles on your faces and let that negative just brush off your shoulders. Until next time, guys, I'm Kris from Lethal Coils. And
I'm Mark from SoulOhm Reviews. Bye! Outro!
Girdles.
Hell.